Hi, my name is Tara Riley, and I'm the dual enrollment admissions coordinator for Cape Cod Community College. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about our program today and how high school students are using dual enrollment. So Cape Cod Community College is one of the Commonwealth's 15 community colleges, and we serve the area of Cape Cod and the islands and the South Shore. And for our program, we work very closely with the high schools in our service area and with your school counselors. And we basically allow and encourage students in high school who are ready to take college level classes in addition to their high school journey. And as part of that, so our average class size at the college is 15 students. We do offer any 1 degrees and certificates, which tells you that students who might be in your English class could be there for the nursing program, could be there for the aviation program, could also be dual enrollment students. So what's nice is there's a lot of diversity in the classroom environment. Our campus, our main campus is located in West Barnstable, Massachusetts, and we have all of the typical college accoutrements. We are accessible to public transit. The bus is right across the street. We do have a fitness center. We have a radio station. We have robust library services with a reference librarian and access to all of the Commonwealth databases for higher ed. We also have a bookstore on campus, and that where you can pick up your books and your lab materials and things like that. So right now, for each class that you're considering, we have multiple methods of delivery. And so I want you to understand what our vocabulary is for those delivery methods. So the first one you might see is online. And if a course is listed as online, that means that it does not have an official meetup time with the class and with the professor. So you will have deadlines, you will have assignments that are due by a certain time, a certain date, or exams due by a certain time or a date, but you do not have to meet up with other people in the class to access the material. It's an individual process. Remote is another type of teaching distribution type, and that basically means that you are remote and live streamed with a professor, with other students in your class at the same time. So if it says 9:30, you're meant to be in a Zoom room at 9:30 for the duration of the class, and it would usually run till about 10:45, an hour and 15 minutes. So we need to be aware of high school schedules, sports, jobs, things like that when you're looking at your classes. And then hybrid is another type of class where once a week you might be meeting in person, once a week you might be meeting online remote or remote. And that happens a lot with our science classes. Some of our English professors, it's meet once a week and in person and once a week online. So, but that basically means it's a combination. So dual enrollment is a smart choice. We like to say that in high school, 8th and 9th grade, your counselors are busy trying to transition you into the school, getting the most out of the school. And then really sophomore to senior year, you're beginning to pivot and think about the transition out of school and into the next steps. So dual enrollment is really a chance for you to test your skills and see if you have the skills and necessary to be a successful college student without the giant financial risk of moving away or large tuitions. So taking a dual enrollment class is very similar to taking an AP or an IB class. The difference is that unlike AP credit, where you have to earn a certain number on the exam, you receive the college credits based on the course itself. So if you get a passing grade, that should be able to transfer to a four-year college. Colleges understand the level of independence that's involved in taking a dual enrollment course, and that's why the grade that students earn is very important as well. So it's not just about taking the class, it's about doing well. So what's different about a college course? So one big difference is that high school classes typically run for the full year for your main courses like your English, your science, your history, and your math. And in college, our one semester is equivalent to a full year. So Let's say you were taking US History 2 in high school, it would run from September until April or May or June. And for us, it would be September to December. So that's equivalent. It's the same amount of data being, you're exposed to the same amount of data. There are higher expectations. There will be less reminders about when things are due. There will be, the papers will be longer. The citations will be, the number of citations required will be increased. There is a much more limited grade notification in college than in high school. Students in high school are really used to immediate notification of their grades, how they did on a homework assignment, and it's much more dependent on the professor and how they run their classroom, but it will definitely be less notification than in high school. Often we only get, as your advisor, a midterm warning if you have a D or below in the class. So it's really up to the student independently to keep track of how you're doing in the assignments and what percentage those assignments are worth for your professor. The content can be more mature, and also you're going to have more mature students in your class with you, which is part of the diversity. But you'll have students who are in programs for college and who have already been out in the world a little bit. Attendance is very important, especially if you're still continuing to take classes back at high school. You must communicate with your professor if something changes and you can't get to your class. This spring semester is also challenging. High schools have February and April breaks, and our college only has one break in March. And so your college professors will assume that you will be in class attending and doing your work for the February and April breaks. So that's just something you need to work out for yourself if you're still taking classes back at school as well. And like I said, the reason why colleges understand what dual enrollment does for a student is because they understand that it comes with a lot of independence, that it's 70% independent versus a high school experience where you're seeing the teacher so much more frequently. So this is just a quick slide, basically breaking down what we just went through. I will say for grades, typically to transfer these credits, you need a C or better in the grade. And just wanted to mention that. So how do you succeed? So one thing is to show up to every class, every Zoom. Also, if there are optional Zooms, please go. Your professors will really take an interest in you and want to get to know you. And so go to anything that's available as an extra help or supplemental instruction. Definitely go and attend those sessions. Make sure you do all the work, all the homework, all the readings, read the chapters. We have tutors in the tutoring center that can kind of talk to you about how to read a chapter in a college textbook in a more efficient way. So make sure that if you're worried about that, we have help for you, and make sure you access the resources. So as I said, we do have tutoring appointments. You can schedule them on our website. You can do them by appointment for a one-to-one tutoring appointment. For every class that you take, you get 1 hour free of tutoring per week. So if you're taking chemistry, you can get an hour of free chemistry tutoring per week, every week. If you're taking 4 classes, you get 4 hours of tutoring per week. We also have drop-in centers for the writing and for math. So if you're working on a paper and you need to help get the outline going or a topic or formatting, we have people available to help you who want to help you. Academic advising, right now, you are your main contact will be myself. Your advising is very dual enrollment specific in that we have to communicate everything back to your school counselor in your high school, because we are trying to make sure that you are meeting your requirements for high school graduation as well. We do have support services. We have a wellness center for overall holistic health for our students. We have student engagement, which is our clubs, our speaker series, and student government. We have CALM, which is our crisis and lifestyle management team, which is a team comprised of faculty and administrators and students who students can self-report and report a student that they're worried about, and we get them onto our radar. And we have Talk Chat, which is a 365, 7-day-a-week, 24-hour-a-day service for our students that allows them to connect with a counselor especially in these times where there's long wait lists to get to a counselor. So our faculty are amazing. Faculty at Cape Cod Community College, I love looking at ratemyprofessor.com because they all get amazing reviews because they're amazing people who are passionate about what they're teaching, and they want you to learn what they know. And then your school counselors are very, very much involved. You will email them your schedule. They'll tell us what you need to take. You get your grades sent to them. And obviously, if anything happens, we lean on them as well. If you are on an IEP, an individual education plan in high school, or a 504 plan, please let us know. This is the first time in your journey, your educational journey, where you actually have to notify the institution of your disability. And it's very important that you do that. This is for no matter where you go, whether you go to UMass Dartmouth or Harvard University. When you go to college, you have to tell the school about your disability, and then you set up an accommodations plan. So, so that's just an important part of it. If you have any questions about that, please email me. So at this step in the process, for most of you, we have your application and we have your guidance page, your school counselor page telling us what you need to take. At this point, the main thing to do after the info session is to email me, triley@capecod.edu, and set up a meeting for advising and registration, which is where we pick your classes. Some of you may need a placement test, and that's if you either have a GPA, high school GPA below 2.7, or if you want to take a STEM track math class, meaning that you want to take a algebraic or calculus-based math class. And if you're looking to attend a highly competitive college, you would want to do that, or if you're going to major in a STEM field. After you have the advising meeting with myself or my colleague Sharon, you can log into the portal where you will pay your bill, buy your textbooks and supplies, and there's some other steps for people who are taking full-time classes here. So that's a whole mouthful of stuff, but basically what's going to happen is after you meet with me and we select your classes together based on your learning style, professor teaching style, and your schedule, I will send you this email. It looks like this. And depending on how many classes you're taking, the longer your to-do list will be. But mainly, you will be setting up your credentials so you can sign into the My4Cs portal. In the portal, we use Office 365. So that's Microsoft Suite. And as a student, you get a free, I think, 5 downloads of Office 365. So you can put it on your phone, you can put it on your computer, family computer, work computer. But please know you will have a .edu email. So you will have like a john.smith@capecod.edu email. And that is the only email that you'll be able to email to me or to your professors from. They will not open emails from high schools or Gmail. Moodle is our classroom management system. It's our virtual classroom, and it's the way that you're going to connect with your instructors, and it's where you'll find your syllabus and things like that. And then Campus Web is sort of our back end system where you can pay your bill, see if you get any grant funding, and register for classes, and your schedule is there, your transcripts are there, and things like that. So what does that all look like? So once you get that email and you log in, it will look like this, a portal, okay? You have your own Zoom account through the college. This is your email account, Office 365. Moodle, this is where your classrooms will be. Campus Web, this is where you can pay your bill, see your schedule, print a transcript. Academic calendar, you can plan dates and important dates and things like that. So this is really where you will be living as a student for 4Cs. So college acumen, just something to be aware of, is dropping or changing a class in your schedule is important because this is the first time that you're taking classes that are tied to, a financial cost. So in order to drop a class or switch a class without having a financial record or a record on your academic record, you need to do that within the add drop period, which is typically the first week and a half of school. Right here, this is the academic calendar. No matter where you go to school, make sure you know about your academic calendar. And those dates of when the add, drop, and start and end are always available in the academic calendar. If you want to drop a class, I have to approve it as well as your school counselor because they're expecting that you're taking that class. So just be aware that you need to coordinate with us and communicate with us first. And then if there's no refund after the add drop period, if it's 2 or 3 weeks into the semester, you're having a really hard time, you're not able to keep up, something changed in your life, please communicate to me and we can withdraw you from the class, which will put a W on your academic record, but you would not have an F. So I just want you to know that there is a process if you get past this add drop period. So student engagement is what I call the perks of the community college. So for students, either way, if you're doing full-time dual enrollment where you're not going into your high school anymore, please remember that when you do the Common App and you apply to a four-year school, they will ask you for your co-curricular activities and your leadership experiences. And so student engagement is a great place where you can get some of those opportunities. We have Student Government Association, we have clubs and organizations, we have Welcome Week activities, leadership development, and speaker series that are really excellent. Professors and faculty and staff and students all go to the speaker series. They're really excellent. So remember to continue to expand yourself on all fronts. Tuition and fees, like I said, this is paid through the portal, through Campus Web. We do not mail bills in the mail. There are payment plans available for fall and spring. And it's very important that you pay by the first day of class because we have waiting lists for the class and they will drop you for non-payment and then it's very difficult to get back in. So please be sure to pay by the first day of class. If you have any questions at all, you can always call the business office. They're very responsive. As far as funding for dual enrollment students, the bad news is you're not eligible for federal funding, so the FAFSA. However, we do frequently have grant opportunities where we can just literally pay for classes without you having to repay them through the Commonwealth. And we typically get funding from the Commonwealth for individual seats for students who are minorities, low income, or first generation college goers, which means that neither one of your parents or guardians graduated from college. So always let me know if you have a financial need, please. And you can tell me through the application, that first page of the application, or you can just email me, that's fine too. We also have other grant opportunities. So if you are a student who begins to go to dual enrollment and you think that this is a great fit for you and you wanted to get an associate's in science and you think you're going to stay, let us know right away. We have grants to pay for the entire associate's degree if you want to commit to completing it at Cape Cod Community College. Also this fall, well, every semester really, we have spots available in our clean energy courses. So this year we are offering renewable energy and career. It's ENV 165. It's an environmental science class. It's a 3-credit class. It has no lab, and it does satisfy a gen ed course for natural or physical science. So it works as a science course for high school and for college. So if you have a passion about renewable energy, clean energy, let me know, and we can put you in that class and save you some money. FERPA is the Family Educational Rights Privacy Act. This means that all students' records, academic and just even the fact that you're registered with the college, are completely confidential, and parents do not have access to your grades, to your professors, or anything like that. So often parents do listen or participate in the info session. Obviously, they want to know what's going on with their students, and they're often financially responsible. But I will not be able to give you information about whether assignments have been in, if they've been attending class, or grades. That's really part of the independence of this experience, and the students are meant to communicate directly with the professors. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know. There is a release that you can sign if you want to have very basic information. Again, it's not encouraged, as this is meant to be really a college experience between the student and the professor. So next step would be making it an email me, triley@capecod.edu, and I can send you back a link to schedule a meeting with me. and we'll get you enrolled and we'll get you registered. So thanks so much for listening and have a great day.